any panel that sounds like an echo chamber is not a productive panel.
Exactly.
So it's important for people
Right.
to have different perspectives, and also at the same time for people to be able to respect how that person perceives whatever it is that we're conversing about, because everyone has their own uh experiences in life that craft that perception. Even if they're just gathering whatever information off of YouTube, they for whatever reason gravitated towards that. So I think when we are able to come together as adults and have an actual conversation, the people that's listening and potentially the people that's on the panel can then further either strengthen their perspective or challenge it, in which we should all be challenging our perspectives when we hear someone else's. But when you don't, then that's when you become stagnant. So I think we do a disservice if we limit someone else being able to share what it is that their thoughts are.
I agree 100%, but we don't have no brotherhood. What you see sisters do and how they align together, whether they come from different facets of life, rich, poor, big, small, is when something happens to one of them, they all stick together. But when something happens to brothers on these panels and different
But no,
platforms,
we see the opposite with Lady O though.
I'm about to land real quick.
Yes,
Brothers
sir.
don't, all the brothers don't collectively go, you know what? We addressing that before we moving on. Even if, because we don't have, on our shows, we don't have echo chambers. But when a woman says something to a brother and disrespects a brother, which means she's disrespecting all brothers, just like if I disrespect Lady O, if I disrespect a sister on here, I'm disrespecting all sisters. All brothers will address me. When sisters disrespect men, no one says nothing typically to those sisters, and we'll move on from it. And I'm not saying y'all collectively do that, but for the most part, brothers don't come together the way sisters come together and go, hey, what you just did violated all of us. The same way when sisters get disrespected, and it needs to be addressed as well too. We will hold the brothers and sisters accountable. The sister said that men should talk to men and women should talk to women, but most women don't hold sisters accountable. I see Dr. Lady O, I saw you holding women accountable. And DJ, I don't know if it's my first time or second time, I saw you holding women accountable tonight. But for the most part, brothers and sisters don't hold sisters accountable. And then when we have the rhetoric and going, hey, men talk to men and women talk to women, nobody's correcting women. But men are correcting themselves and becoming better men and trying to overperform for women. But even Superman can't get this woman to listen. Clark can't get her to listen. Neither can Superman. So if we can't get our sisters to cooperate collectively together, we can't keep putting the burden on men and asking men to be leaders when women can point out who are bad followers and bad leaders, but they can't tell you who the good ones are.
Well, I will say this: women hate me anyway. But not always. I have a really good close circle of friends, but I'm just saying, outside of the wonderful people that I have met on TikTok in person and stuff, because I say things that really women don't want to hear, they hate my guts. You see it even tonight. Even tonight, they all come at me. Period. If I say something, if they feel like I'm the one that's being disrespectful or whatever they think. Oh God, I forgot what I was going to say, but I will say, something that you said earlier about the whole echo chamber. I don't have a problem. I don't want an echo chamber for sure. My problem is if we're having all these difference of opinions and you're not growing, that really the next. I don't want to hear somebody having the same type of rhetoric 3-4 years later. That's the reason why I came off TikTok panels. Same people giving the same pushback. I'm like, did anything change in your personal life? When I have even conceded to some things, okay, well, maybe the women may have a point, but I have even conceded to that. I have even looked at something they said and say, okay, I'm still going to stick with this side, but I get this part. But when you give pushback and it's the same type, like nothing changed, I pretty much know what you're going to say. It's not productive either. It doesn't matter we're saying the same thing different if we're saying different things, and if it's not helping in your personal life. If your personal life ain't changing when you're on these panels, you're beating a dead horse to me.
And Dr. Lady O, do you know what happened? But we have a system, and the system has been working perfectly. What actually happens is those people that you said but sit around here on these panels and have these conversations and never grow. What happens? They end up leaving. They end up weeding themselves out, and we end up having to go and recruit other women. And
Mm-hmm.
I would argue, I think between February February and March or at the end, we literally had a different cast of women. And it happens in phases because the DJ so lovely's, the Dysimones and all of those women that could not grow or could not grab some of the things we were trying to pour into them. Because I would argue that most of these men actually want to see a positive outcome. We don't want these women to walk away from here and continuing on the struggle. We actually want to give them something practical they can grow from. But when they don't, it works itself out. They end up leaving and continue on to live in their misery. And we end up having to go get more women. But what we're trying to showcase is that we men, we have a strong back, and we're going to continue to keep bringing them in here and trying to correct it. This is our way of being in the trenches in the community. We might not be able to do it on purpose, but we're going to reserve this platform to welcome anybody come in here and see if we can actually change their mind or for the best sake of society. And if it don't, you will see those women leave and they will not come back. And that's just part of the game.
Yeah, sometimes life gotta hit them. That's what I realized. I feel like time gotta hit them. But it hurts me when I hear women over the age of 40. Like, you're not much younger than I am. 50 gonna be here real quick, and you think like that. I was thinking like that when I was in my 20s. And when people ask me I'm divorced because I had a mindset like some of these women. That's why I had this fitness mind, and that's just the God honest truth reason. My ex-husband been remarried 20 some years. Obviously, I was the problem. I admit that. I got a good 10 years out of it.
Do you realize? Do you realize that whether we acknowledge it or not, the Manosphere and Red Pill is the most enabling of all the men, and they don't want to acknowledge it. Feminism teaches women to get away from men. Manosphere and Red Pills is trying to help men get results with women, but it's lying to men that they can get these women. So on one hand, you say we know women don't want these men, and then a brother, and no offense to you, Darwin, because you do the same thing too. A lot of brothers go, "Hey man, I'm gonna show you how to get these women." They don't want these men. So there's nothing you can do about it. If it wasn't for Manosphere and Red Pill, it'd be worse. Men would start going towards the patriarchy, and they start becoming more aggressive, and there'd be actual movements to get women back under control. Manosphere and Red Pill is what's giving men and women hope. If it wasn't for Manosphere and Red Pill trying to become better men for these women, men would be savages. So if it wasn't for Manosphere and Red Pill that women leaned on, they projected and make it seem like what they're doing is what feminism is doing. But Manosphere and Red Pill is saying still take care of the community, be elite men, be elite women, let's still build together. Feminism saying, hey, I'm gonna take care of myself, and you got to take care of me too, even if I don't have no responsibility, and even when you can't get control over me. So once Red Pill and Manosphere talking points die, it's over. The men are gonna.
I think Black Pill is worse, right, Ali? I think Black Pill is saying fuck it all together.
That's when you're giving up all hope. That's
different. Yeah, Trev, ain't that what it is? They gave up all hope.
Yeah,
right?
you've given up all hope.
That's where men. But Red Pill and Manosphere keep men from going.
Oh, Viz, Black Pill is a whole nother monster. They say that.
They say
what is Black Pill?
Yeah, they say that Black Pill is where nothing, all is lost. There's nothing else. Fuck it.